Hello everyone and welcome to today's training on Google Drive. So to get to Google Drive, the first thing you're going to do is just go to google.com. The reason I'm showing you or giving you training on Google Drive is because I know at Washington we use Google. So just for those of you that are new to the school district or need some clarifications on Google, that's what this training is for. So you should already have a Gmail account. If you don't, you would need to get started with Gmail. And then to get to Google Drive, you go to google.com like I did, and then you hit on these 9 dots, or click on them. And then there's different options for you to select, and we're going to select the Drive button. Now in Google Drive, you can create different documents. You can create documents, slide presentations, Google Sheets, Google Forms. So there's different things that you can do in Google Drive. I'm just going to go over some of the basic ones that I know we use the most at Washington. So you have your Drive. These are all of the documents or files that you create. And then you have the ones that you have shared with others, because you can share them with others. That would be in this folder. So if someone shares a file with you, you would find it here. So I'm just going to create a new one. You can create folders. To do that, you would just click on this. Create. For your students, you would maybe want to create a folder for math, for reading, for writing. That would be most beneficial for them, and then they can put all of their work in their folders. Or you can create a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade folders for them to put all their work in. That'd probably be most beneficial. So that's how you would do that. I'll just open up my folder. So now in my folder, I'm going to create a new Google Doc, and we'll just go over some of the basic features in Google Doc. So this is basically just a document, a plain document that you can create Word in. So you can just type papers in here. For example, my students, they like to create, when they write out their papers for the writing unit, they'll write them in here and then print them. They can bring them home, they can share them. So the first thing you would want to do is title your document. I'll just title it Example Doc. If you make an error, this is the undo button. This is the redo button. The zoom, you can choose your text style here. This is your font. So you can choose your font in here. Just doing an example. You can change the size along here. So a lot of you are familiar with Word document, and that's just what this is. So that's what all these tools are for. Now let's say you wanted to comment on it. There's a button right here that will come up, or you can hit up here. Alright, now just to do that, let me show you. You highlight, so let's say I have a lot of words. So let's say this was a word that I wanted to comment on. Like as a teacher, if your students are writing and you wanted to comment on it because they shared it with you, you can just hit here. You could say check. I know I spelled it right, but just for an example, this is how you would comment on it. And then you hit comment, and then all your comments will show up in this side margin here. And then let's say I did want to share it. You would hit share, and then you enter the email here. So if your students want to share it with you or with their parents, that's how you would do that. If you wanted to get a shareable link, you would hit this button, and then that's the link you can use to share your document. So this is just some of the basic features of Google Docs. I'm going to go out of Google Doc by just clicking on a different tab, or you can go here. Maybe not. I'm just going to go back. If you wanted to create another doc, you would hit that button. So I'm going to go back to my drive. I'm in my folder. I'm going to go to my folder. I have my one. Now I'm going to show you how to create slides. Loading. So I'm going to title this one Example Slides. So to choose to add slides, you just hit that button. If you wanted to print it, you can. Again, those are the basic features. Select tool, if you need to create a text box, insert an image, shape, all that stuff. If you want to change the theme, you would hit themes there. If you wanted to add a background, you can. If you wanted to create a transition, like a fade, you can. That's how you would do that. This is your layout. You can choose the layout if you would like. So I'm just going over this really quickly. Now, if you wanted to insert an image, you just hit image. You can do search. Say we're doing a slide about bears. And then a bunch of different bears come up. You can resize it by going like this. You want to delete text boxes, you just click on them and delete them. So that's the different things that you can do. So let's just create our slide quick. On bears, created by Miss Peterson. Let's say we wanted to add a different type of slide. So you can do the title slide, you can do section header, title and body, title and 2 columns. There's different slides that you can add, and that's how you would do that there. Okay, so those are just some of the basic features. If you want to look at your slide, you would just hit view and present, or there's a button right here that you can click. So it starts off bears, and that's it. I just added 2 quick slides. So those again are just some of the basic features. You can insert shapes, lines. There's other inserting tools you can use here. If you wanted to insert a video, you could do that. Insert a comment. You can also put notes in here at the bottom. And then again, to share it or to get the shareable link, you would just type in the names there. Or get the shareable link there. You can copy and paste it, send it to your family, friends, teacher, whoever. Alright, I'm going to go back to, and how I'm going back is by going back on the different tabs. So I have my slides here, my doc was here, this is my main, where my folder is. Okay, so we have our main folder, and I am going to show you how to do, I'm not going to show you example sheets because students rarely use that. It's basically just like an Excel spreadsheet. I will show you how to do Google Forms. I have another training video for that. under assessments. So if you go back to the Wildcat Training website and go to assessment, training on assessments, you'll find Google Forms there. So now I'm going to click on Google Drawings and show you how to do a little bit of that. So I'm going to title it Example Drawings. This is really fun if students need to create like a concept map. So it's basically just in drawing. They can create images on here that they want to use. So if they wanted to like create a map, say their map is on bears, and they can obviously make it a lot prettier than I'm making it right now. I'm just copying and pasting it. And then they can create a concept map using this drawing. Alright, and then they can do like what different types of bears, and then they can do, this just is really great for them to kind of organize their thoughts. I've used this with my students before and they really enjoyed it. So that's different things that you can do on Google Drawings. This will conclude our training today on Google Drive. So again, you just go to the 9 dots, you can click Google Drive. You have your drive and the ones that you have shared. We've talked about how to add new ones, how to share them. So thank you for attending today's training, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.